Tonight, an investigation is underway to find out who vandalized a Tucson landmark, spray painting words and symbols all over the front of San Javier Church. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stella Inger. Guy is off. Tonight, we are hearing from the priest Edward Sarrazin, who was the first to arrive on the scene, and immediately his heart dropped.
I couldn't believe that someone would do such a thing, and I was also outraged that they would desecrate such a historical landmark.
Because of this act of vandalism, the historic church is holding a prayer tonight. 9 News Side's Whitney Clark joins us live from there. Whitney.
Well, this is place for many people here in southern Arizona and all across the state. Today, many in the community reacting to the news, some shocked and angry and just sad that a person could do this. Now, many of the people in the community are meeting here at the mission tonight for a rosary. Now, this isn't the first time that an incident like this has happened, but the father of the parish says it's the first time in 10 years he's seen vandalism this extensive. Now, the mission was built in the late 1700s and draws about 200,000 visitors a year. Vandals also targeted the nearby cemetery. The Catholic Diocese of Tucson says it does not want to speculate about what the vandals intended with the graffiti. Dahona Autumn Police are investigating, and if you have any information, you can contact them. That number is on our website. That's KGUN9.com. Now, most of the graffiti actually has been cleaned up here, but many people in the community have been asking how they can give back and how they can help. The mission is actually in the process of restoring the East Tower, and they're always accepting donations for that. You can head to our website. We'll also have a link to that at KGUN9.com. Live from the San Javier mission, Whitney Clark, KGUN9 on your side.
Whitney, thank you. Tonight, we know who died in Wednesday's 4-car crash near Costco in Marana. Police say 93-year-old Ray Byron Gibson was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause remains unknown, but they believe he was experiencing a medical condition at the time of the crash. Well, a steep fine handed down in the Friday Night Lights poaching case. These two Tucson men were handed a total of $54,300 in charges. They both admitted guilt for hunting and killing 5 deer in Reddington Pass. This was in 2014. Well, a shocking number in a new report showing Arizona is the deadliest state in the United States for child drownings this year. Of the 9 deadly incidents that happened across the country, 4 of them happened right here. All 4 children were under the age of 6. The first one happened in Tucson in March, starting a month of reported deaths in Phoenix, Tempe, as well as Glendale. With swimming season upon us, U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission wants to remind parents and guardians to take a pool safety pledge. That link is on our website, KGUN9.com. Well, a Tucson man is starting from scratch today after losing everything, including his dog, when flames engulfed his home. Northwest Fire was trying to contain this fire near Wetmore and North Flowing Wells Road. Crews say 4 other dogs and a cat remain missing. How the fire started is still being investigated. Fire crews are in the same situation here. Still no word on how the Topak fire started, but there is some good news. It's now 40% contained. So far, it has burned 2,200 acres between the California-Arizona border. There is some rain on the way that might help crews. Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen joins us now with more on how there is change there and change for us as well.
Oh, absolutely, Stella. And we're seeing some very improving signs here for those firefighters. First of all, an increase in cloud cover. That in and of itself is good news because it suppresses the wind and it also brings the humidity up. Anything above 12%, the moisture increases in the plants, which is the fuel that the fire feeds off of. So the more moisture in the air, the more we can slow down this fire. And we're starting to see some actual rain making its way across the border there between California and Arizona, where in fact we have that fire burning. Now, if you haven't picked up any rain at your house just yet, don't panic. We still have quite an opportunity here tonight and again tomorrow. Humidity at the surface 16%. So the atmosphere trying to do something about that. You can see those clouds there in the upper levels trying to moisten the atmosphere from the top down. Still working on some of these wind speeds in the 10 to 15 mile per hour range across Safford, Sierra Vista and Douglas. We've been noticing some stronger gusts up along Phoenix and Casa Grande. That, of course, is going to subside here once we get the rain to move in and the clouds to become even more dense. We have several opportunities for rain. We're tracking them all for you coming up.
Aaron, thank you. 2 World War II veterans share their story with us. They're being honored tonight at the Salute to Davis Monthan at Pima Air and Space Museum. Both of them flew combat missions in the B-17 bomber. We told you first at 5 about one man who joined the Army at the age of 15. Well, now on your side's Keaton Thomas joins us with another veteran story. Keaton.
Well, Stella, the second veteran that we're telling you about from World War II, basically, he just loves to fly. And his name is Lieutenant Richard Bashong. And if you ever visit the 390th Memorial Museum, which is here at the Pima Air and Space Museum, you might recognize him because he's here every Thursday teaching people about their mission in World War II. Now, Richard was based in England during the war and was a member of the Army. He went over as a co-pilot at the age of 20, but when he turned 21, he was promoted to first pilot, flying B-17. He was part of the very first bombing raid of Berlin, and he says that one building they targeted was an electrical plant. You might actually recognize the name. That's Bosch. Now, he first began flying in 1943, but World War II was just the beginning of a very long career.
Then, if you want to skip a little bit, my last combat was in 1971 in Vietnam in an F-4 Phantom. Wow. So some people just don't know when to quit.
And if you don't want to do the math, that's about 28 years. He says he's fortunate to have a long career. During World War II, for instance, he flew 28 missions, even though many other pilots didn't fly more than 20. Now, Richard is being honored tonight here along with another veteran we told you about earlier at 5 o'clock at the Salute to DM. That event is just beginning here tonight. We're live at the Pima Air and Space Museum. I'm Keaton Thomas, KGUN9 on your side.
Keaton, thank you. A big announcement from the U of A. The changes coming soon to Wildcat Nation. Changes many are not in favor of. Plus, spring fling is in the air. A look at the preparations for tomorrow's event. And the triple-digit heat will be here before we know it. This time around, it's not just your AC bill that will spike, but your water as well. You're watching KGUN9 on your side. The University of Arizona just got more pricey. In a unanimous vote today, the Arizona Board of Regents were in favor of a tuition hike for U of A, ASU, and NAU. The increase will range between the 3 public universities. For students who pay in-state tuition, can expect a 1 to 4% increase, but out-of-state students are getting hit the hardest with a 7% increase. Residence hall rates and meal plans also are going up in fiscal 2017, with the increases varying by the university. Well, it's not just the university raising its prices, but your water bill as well. The city is looking to increase rates up to 9%. Tucson Water says this sudden change will help offset the cost of maintaining the water system. That's not all. Recycling fees might go up as well. Residents can expect a 45-cent spike, while commercial recycling customers will see a $10 difference. They say this is to help cover the cost of the recycling program itself. If approved, it will go into effect on July 1st, but you will have a say before the council votes. A public hearing is set for May 17th. Well, the future is looking bright for hundreds of Tucson students. The impact today's career fair had on them, as well as the community. Plus, a former #1 golfer with the worst first hole in Masters history. But first, here's Aaron.
Stella, we are tracking a storm that's going to bring us a solid chance for rain. Our futurecast will show you when and where right after the break. Sonoyta, 79 in Sells and in 3 Points. Back to the Tucson metro area, 76. 75 in Corona de Tucson, 75 also in Oro Valley. Here's the 7-day forecast now. After tomorrow, then we get a bit of a break from the rain Saturday. You might not need the umbrella then, but break it out again Sunday. 30% chance for showers. Break from the rain Monday, and a 20% chance returns again on Tuesday. Jason, Stella?
Aaron, thank you. All right. Golf.
Round 1 of the Masters. And some of the golfers to watch: Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, Bubba Watson. Those are 3 of the favorites at Augusta National in Georgia. We go to hole number 3. This is 66-year-old Tom Watson playing his 43rd Masters. This is for birdie And you bet, Watson with a very respectable 2 over par in his final Masters. But a different story for Ernie Els. Hole number 1, Els, once the top-ranked golfer in the world, needed 9 strokes. I gotta feel sorry for the guy here. That was a Masters record. Too bad for Els. All right, to the current world number 1. He kept missing. Jason Day, second shot on hole number 2. Day 1 at Dove Mountain back in 2014. He started strong, sizzling front 9, but a triple bogey on the back 9 gave him an even par finish for the round. Now to Jordan Spieth, last year's winner, already with the lead here on 16. This is for par. 6 birdies on the day for Spieth. He is the round 1 leader, trying to win back-to-back Masters.
If we continue what we're doing right now and it goes our way, then that would be a fantastic statement to have made.
Well, here's the round 1 leaderboard. Spieth ahead of Danny Lee, who's from New Zealand, by 2 strokes. Same for Shane Lowry. There are 5 golfers who are 3 strokes back of the lead. Basketball now. Before Pittsburgh hired Kevin Stallings, Sean Miller was reportedly close to returning to his alma mater. Those reports were wrong, and Miller didn't dribble around the question at a news conference earlier this week.
I had an incredible experience as a student athlete at Pitt. You know, my parents, my wife's parents, they live in Pittsburgh, but that was then. This is now, and I have some great friends there. But being able to be the head coach here is a different ball game.
In baseball, the Cubs haven't won the World Series in 108 years. They haven't started 3-0 in 28 years. Chicago looks to do that tonight at Chase Field against the Diamondbacks. And the Arizona Cardinals announcing their preseason opponents for this summer. Games are going to be home against Oakland, at San Diego, at Houston, and home against the Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos. Exact dates and times aren't yet determined, but that's the order and the opponents.
Okay.
For this summer's preseason football before the regular season starts.
All right, Jason, thank you. Wishes do come true, and Jack in the Box is making it happen for some Arizonans. We're going to introduce you to one teen and tell you where his dream took him. You're watching KGUN9 on your side. Well, new at 6, wishes are coming true for children right here in Tucson. Today, Jack in the Box celebrated the generosity of Tucsonans who donated more than $40,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that is, last month alone. That's enough money to grant the wishes for 4 children diagnosed with serious illnesses. 16-year-old Bryce Taylor is one of those kids whose wish came true. He traveled to Paris last month, and he says it was important that his family came along.
They went through the process with me. They had the hardships. They basically went on the roller coaster with me. We ended up at the same place. So it was cool to have them have all the ups and downs with me.
Well, Make-A-Wish Arizona raised more than $100,000 at Jack in the Box locations across the state in March. Spring Fling is in the air. Students are setting up the annual carnival right now. The 43-year-old carnival raises money for U of A student clubs and collects food for the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona. It begins tomorrow, running until Sunday evening. Well, another group of students got a head start on their future today. It was Career Day at the Tucson Police Department on Miracle Mile. Students from the Tucson International Academy got to meet with nearly 30 businesses, including police and fire departments, and several universities from around Arizona. Students also toured the police station as well as the crime lab. Well, Star Wars is leaving fans on the edge of their seat again. We'll give you a sneak peek into a new trailer, so you're not late to the party. You're watching KGUN9 on your side. Well, it's a story 40 years in the making. Today, the trailer for the newest Star Wars movie, Rogue One, was released. The film is set before the first Star Wars movie, Episode 4, giving the history behind the intergalactic weaponry.
We have a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know what it is and how to destroy it.
What will you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? if you continue to fight. What will you become?
Hey, that got my attention. The movie comes out December 16th. Hey, I've never been a Star Wars fan, I know, but that got my attention.
Yeah, maybe
I'd
we'll
watch
check
it.
that one out. All right, let's give you a look at the 7-day forecast. We are expecting some rain off and on all the way through Tuesday, so keep the umbrella handy. There's a 40% chance for rain tomorrow, 30% again Sunday, and then 20% Tuesday.
Thanks, Erin. And join us for CW News at 9, KGUN9 News at 10.